Revelation. And it's like, this is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You know? The Lord's going to use Esau and Edom, the elites, to bring forth this outcome. You know? We're just going into the Georgia Guidestones, you know, the fact of how Esau's plan was written, you know, all over the Guidestones. I'm saying his plan to depopulate the earth and maintain to roughly 500 million. You know? But do you know how much fucking people that's dwelling upon the earth, man? Billions of people, man. You know? What, like 10 billion and counting? Almost or something? So you, so you want to maintain the Earth's population, you know, to 500 million, and they're all doing this, you know, these forums and these, these economic forums and shit, and and what they're saying, with they're all doing this to, all in the name of global warming, all in the name of global warming and overpopulation. That's their excuse, man. That's their fucking excuse, man. Which ain't no such thing as overpopulation, man. You know? You mean overpopulation to the fucking grid that you set up, that you want to maintain the fucking people in, man. You want to keep them, on a grid, in these fucking cities, and not let them, travel and fucking, like live open, be one with the earth, where they have their own land, they have their own crops, they have their own, they have their own houses, they have their own this and that. You know what I'm saying? But they have their own this and that, But no, man, this nigga wants to keep, every single creature tagged, marked, and, docile and obedient unto his bullshit decrees. He gives you a fucking a social security number at birth. What the fuck? Like, how is a baby already being, branded, to you? Like, who the fuck are you, man? Like, yo, who gave you the, who gave you the authority to start branding people? That's Esau Edom, the Most High. The Most High gave him the authority. Because this is that last beast to rule on this earth, man. In Daniel 7, we talk about the fourth beast and the little horn. This is that, this time period, man, according to the Bible, man, that we are living in. Matter of fact, let's go over Daniel 7, man. Because we're living in a time of prophecy, man. Matter of fact, first I'm gonna read second Ezra chapter 15. Verse 1. This is second Ezra. Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people, and words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, caused them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You know, first things first, the Lord sent to his prophets, speaking to the ears of his people, the words of prophecy, man. What time we're living in, according to the Bible, according to the, the very book, that you claim that you know, from the power which you claim that you love, and from his son, which you claim that you love also, which you have no fucking clue about on none of those parts, man. You over here thinking that, his son's name is Jesus Christ, or, he looks like, a man with pale skin and, long hair and blue eyes, man. That's not according to the Bible, man. That is not biblically accurate, man. But people don't want to, unravel their ignorance, man. But the truth is gonna stand alone, man, whether you believe it or not. Neither do you know their names, the Most High's name or his son's name. You don't go into history. You know what I'm saying? You don't do research. You know? Like the research to understand, the truth, man. Understand that the letter J never appeared, not until the 1500s, man. There was no such thing as J, pronunciation of J, whatever prior to that time, man. So the Most High and the Son, had a proper name that they, was to be addressed by, man. How do you find that out? When you go into the Paleo Hebrew, the Assyrian Hebrew, that was what the people was speaking back in those times, man. The time, even before Yahweh Shai was on the scene, man. You know what I'm saying? And even, during Yahweh Shai's time, man. The Savior's time. You know what I'm saying? But Jake don't want to go into history and don't want to, go into the, the basics like that. Nonetheless, it's all the truth, man. It's all the 100% truth, whether you believe it or not, man. The Lord spoke to his prophets, to speaking to the ears of his people. The words of what? The words of prophecy, man. That's why you're seeing brothers, worldwide, weekly, daily posting videos, uploading videos throughout the World Wide Web, teaching you, man. Giving you knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and breaking down into this truth for you to soak up. Because the time that's coming, this truth is just going to only be a thing standing, man. You know what I'm saying? But look at this quick precept. This is Daniel chapter 7. Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. It had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. This beast that it's talking about is dealing with the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? The beast that it's talking about is dealing with the Roman Empire. You know, and you know, it talks about the great iron teeth and stamped the residue. That's because of its military might, and how, you know, how strong it was, you know, which that was the main reasons why the Roman Empire was such, was known, as such of a great empire, because it had all the previous knowledge of, the ancient kingdoms of war tactics and, and different techniques, from different empires and shit like that, which made them so stacked like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it says, the stamped the residue of the feet, conquering, all the nations, and and made these nations, to really, follow after, their ways, man. That's how you conquer another nation, man. You beat them in war. You defeat them. You overpower them, and then you subjugate, them under your decrees and your jurisdiction, man. And they come. And when it says that, how it was diverse. It's like they come, when it says how, it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, because the way and fashion how the Roman Empire was ruling, they had like presidents, like senate houses and all that. Every I'd say, an empire before, it was always like a monarchy. That was like the fucking traditional way of how kingdoms would rule. But the Roman Empire was different, man. It was diverse, like it says, diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. The Roman, the Roman empires, had like, exactly what you see today, man. Like presidents type of thing. How today in America, you got the Republican Democrats. That's exactly, America, is that revised, the revived Roman Empire. So Babylon the Great's ways come from, the Roman Empire. So it wasn't like a monarchy or like, one king ruled for a certain period of time until he dies, and then his next, his heir, his son would take forth. It was like a democracy. That's why it was diverse from before from the beasts before it, man. And the 10 horns that it was talking about, it's the European Union. The EU, and the little horn that it's talking about, which I'm about to get in verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. It's lucky. Before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. It's lucky. I'll read it again. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. That's talking about America, man. Talking about Babylon the Great. Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And the first horns that it was talking about being plucked up by the roots. If I'm not mistaken, it was because at the establishment of America, you learned this in high school. With the British, the British War and the Revolutionary War, and dealing with the British and the Redcoats and the French and the Spanish-American War, if I believe. Which the French, the Spanish, these all took place, at this, for America to be established, You learn that, in history. You know what I'm saying, But those are the 3 little horns that was plucked up by this little horn. America, Babylon the Great. By this very same little horn. It was over, this very same little horn, overcome these 3 nations, man. The British, the French, and, the Spanish. And keep reading on. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. Because of Esau's pridefulness, man. That's what it means. Because ain't no nation is as proud ever in existence besides America, man. The American pride, Babylon the Great. Just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do with no consequences. America's that big bad bully upon the earth, man. And also the great horde, which the scriptures talk about in Revelations, man. That great horde, and another place where it talks about the hammer of the whole earth. He that smote the nations with a continual stroke. You know what I'm saying? That little horn.